Hey there, guys. For those of you just jumping into the stream, my name is Chris, and this is Palmer Aquatics. I am a fish aquarium guru, and in today's video, we're going to talk about different fish aquarium stand ideas that you could possibly use on your next fish aquarium setup. So, I'm going to be using Pinterest because I feel like Pinterest is the best sort of example to use for this stuff. So, first of all, I'm guessing that you have yourself a small. Well, first of all, I want to start with small aquariums because I feel like they're a lot easier to set up. So, like for instance, like right here, if we have a smaller aquarium, It's just a lot easier to kind of find a stand for your aquarium, just because there's less weight there and there's less size. So, with smaller aquariums, you can literally just use whatever you want as far as a stand. And a lot of times, like if you have, for example, because a lot of the big brands like Fluval and Marineland, they have small little aquarium stands or kits. Like for example, the Fluval Flex. They have a specific stand that you can buy for that smaller aquarium, and it's really popular. So if you have a Fluval Flex and you're thinking about it, just maybe look into that stand. And what's also really easy is you can repurpose literally like any furniture to the size that it demands. Obviously, you're going to have to look up the size of your aquarium, and then you could possibly repurpose a piece of furniture. Like for instance, you can see this one right here. It is like it's a hutch. See this small little hutch there in the middle? Or if because a lot of times, chances are, if you're researching this, that you have maybe a larger aquarium size. And there's really only a couple options when you have a larger size aquarium. What you have to do is kind of, there's a couple different routes here. Let me come back to my face. You can choose to do DIY where you build it yourself, or you can choose to completely buy something, or you can choose. That's really the only two options, right? So, and maybe you can modify something that was designed for like maybe for instance, let's go back here. If you had like just like a regular iron, a lot of times what's most common is the metal stands in the aquarium hobby, like this one right here. See here, this Imagitarium 29 gallon. If I click on it, of course it goes to petco.com, but this is like the generic here. This one that I'm clicking over here. This is the generic metal stand that you buy for like, I think the 30 gallon is like $40, and the 75 gallon is here. Let me just do a search for it. What you could do is buy this from Petco, because this is what's pretty popular right now. It's just like these basic metal stands. And then what if you wanted to, you could just kind of glue paneling to the outside of it to make it look better, like right here. Or maybe you could like screw doors to it, because what you need here is the structural integrity of the metal stand itself. Here's a better picture right here. You guys can see this, right? Yes, it's right here, the one I'm clicked on. And um, or what you could do is, that's DIY. Maybe someone in your family that builds cabinets or is really good with woodworking. They are going to be your best friend if you're trying to save money, because with aquarium stands, you need to build the structure to be really strong, because sometimes a 75-gallon aquarium could be a couple thousand pounds, which is almost the weight of a small car. So it's like we can't mess around with this stuff. You know what I mean? And obviously, if you have someone in your family that can build this stuff, it's going to be a much better option. So let's talk about the design ideas. Let's click on ideas here. So, like I said, if you can just somewhat get yourself the structure built, like for example, this right here, if you can get the structure built like out of 2x4s, maybe someone that's really handy that can build this. Like here you go, right here. This is it right here. And maybe after that, you can modify it with some cabinet doors, or you can, just literally do whatever you want to it. And what you also could do is, I almost forgot about this, is you can repurpose furniture. Like for example, like if I click on, if you have a smaller aquarium, what's really common is to use like a hutch. If we do a hutch, and all you would do is measure the dimensions of your aquarium and search on Facebook Marketplace for a hutch, because there's so many different hutches or carts or small little tables. Like this would be a perfect example from Bob's Discount Furniture. And by the way, I don't own any of the rights to any of these images on Pinterest. So I'm just using this as like a media for us to kind of use. And you can use little tables. You can use, like if you had a small little, like 20, 10, 5 gallon, 10 gallon, 20 gallon aquarium, what you could use is a small little, nightstand. That's a really common one to use too. Nightstand. And just look on Marketplace, do the dimensions, try to find a solid piece of furniture, because like obviously something like this from IKEA is not going to hold, but maybe it will because maybe your aquarium's not that heavy. Like this table would look really cool. Let's see if I can click on this. This would look really cool, just kind of like maybe you paint it black or paint it white, whatever the trim color is in your house, and you just put your 10-gallon aquarium on that with like a sexy light, and you get yourself some aquarium plants. I think that would be perfect. So you could also reutilize or repurpose furniture or home furniture. So this works very well. But when the aquariums start to get a little larger, like if maybe you have a 55-gallon aquarium, that's 48 inches long, and it's going to be harder to find furniture to repurpose. That's when you're kind of going to be at the mercy of just looking for something custom built. This is from Walmart.com. This is some of this stuff. Just like this one looks really cool. I really like this one. I'm not really into the hood look, like that's gonna have to be something else you decide if you like the hood that goes over the aquarium. I'm not a huge fan of that look, but I understand that it is some people like the look, and you're just gonna have to try to figure out what, like these aquarium stands are really nice. These are from PetSmart. Maybe it's just something you want to bite the bullet and just buy. This stand alone is $280, but it has super sexy like hinge doors or sliding doors. I think that's really cool. And you're gonna have to figure out like what type of finish you desire to have inside your house. Like this looks a little weird. This doesn't even look safe, honestly. This is a 30-gallon aquarium, it looks like. And I do not like the overhang with very little support right there. It probably would be fine long term, like probably, but I'm not the type of guy that like lives on the idea of calling things probably, because that tank could weigh, honestly, like a 30-gallon aquarium could weigh 500 pounds, and you got to think about children, toddlers, dogs running around. And I don't like how like the support, the base of it at the bottom, just like it's smaller than the aquarium. But is it sexy? Yes, I got to say it is extremely sexy. And if you're gonna be like demanding like a fancy wood finish like this from Walmart.com, you're just gonna have to be looking at like a custom cabinet person that makes custom woodwork stuff, or you're just gonna have to buy it outright. This stand right now from Walmart is $370, and that's just the stand. So to give you guys an idea like what you're looking at spending, um ooh, this one's kind of unique. I've never seen something like this. There's just so many ideas. This is the aquarium. I might prefer the aquarium up top. You know what I mean? The baskets is a cool idea. Maybe you could put your supplies in there, but I'd put the aquarium on top. Like, why put it below? But maybe they're planning on doing two aquariums. I have no idea. I don't know. I really don't like the look of the aquarium on the ground. I've done that so much, and I'm just not a huge fan. This look, I mean, I don't like hoods. Like this looks weird. This this was in fashion like 20 years ago. I feel like a suspended aquarium light, if you just got some nice brackets and hung a sexy aquarium light over the top of it, it's gonna look way better than that. But I someone's at my door. Yeah, maybe I'll wrap this up, guys. So, I'm gonna go answer the door, and hit me up in the comment section. I could go over design ideas all day long, but hopefully this helped you learn some ideas on like what's out there for fish aquarium stand ideas, like design ideas. Because like there's different designs. The important part is just getting the structuralness of it built. Make sure it's strong enough for your fish aquarium stand. All right, guys. I will see you in the next one. Hit me up in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. I love